Okay, hello everybody. Hopefully by now you have had some time to go through a few of these slides and try to search for hidden imagery within these logos. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go through these logos, talk a little bit about them and the company and the hidden imagery, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of guidance on how to get through the logo brainstorming document. So this first brand we have here is Toblerone. Toblerone is a chocolate company out of Switzerland, and they are based out of the city of Bern, Switzerland, B-E-R-N, and in Switzerland that is called the city of bears. So here we have a bear, if you can see it, in this mountain, and Bern is a mountainous city. And this goes a little bit farther within their branding. Let me show you this here. If you've ever seen this chocolate, I always see it at the airport, I think because it's an international brand. Their chocolate, their packaging is a triangle, much like the mountain, and then even the chocolate is in triangles. So they really carried through this repeating idea, which I think is really cool. All right, so Baskin-Robbins, we see a 31 here. If you guys saw that in the pink, in the BR for Baskin-Robbins. So Baskin-Robbins is an ice cream company, and I think they probably have more than 31 flavors now, but when they first came out, their whole thing was that they had 31 flavors, and that was a lot of flavors. So that has been in their branding ever since. Here are two different magazine titles. So this one's family and this one's marriage. Families here, we have a very simple connotation of a family, three different figures, very simple figures. And here in this marriage logo, we have just two R's. The one R is turned backwards just to simply look like these two R's are joined, touching, kissing, together, what have you. Very, very simple typography trick there, really. All right, so we've got the Big Ten. We've got some negative space here with an 11. I don't know if you guys are able to recognize that or not, but the Big Ten logo was originally, it's for the college football conference, the Big Ten. What happened was they ended up being the Big 11, and when they did redesign, they still call it the Big Ten. I think there's even 12 now. But when they did some redesigning and rebranding, they decided to still call it the Big Ten because Big 11 and Big 12 don't sound as notable. They've got this 11 in here for when this happened. All right, here we've got the Pittsburgh Zoo, and we have got in the negative space here, a gorilla and a lion. A gorilla looking this way and a lion looking this way. And then in the positive space, a tree. Here we've got the Tour de France, and we've got a figure, another really simple kind of stick figure with just the head, right? We've got a figure of a man riding a bicycle. So this would be the front of the bicycle, and this man is in the typical stance you would see on these bicyclists in this race. Here we've got another football-related logo. We've got Tostitos, and very simple, but we've got two figures, and again, stick figure with just a dot at the top, looking like a person, holding a chip, and this eye has what looks like some salsa at the top. All right, we've got the FedEx logo, and some of you may already know about this, but the FedEx logo has an arrow here in the EX, very simple, and denoting speedy delivery, of course, for FedEx. Here is one of my favorite logos, really, the Sun Microsystems logo. Here we've got a bunch of repeating U's, and these U's make the word sun in every direction. So I think that's a pretty clever use here. All right, so when we're thinking about logos, and for your logo brainstorming document, I've got 4 categories of logos here: descriptive, typographic, symbolic, and combined, and we're going to talk about those a little bit. So descriptive is when you see what the organization is involved does. So the NBA logo has a person with a ball in it. So we can see, probably without seeing the words or any wording underneath of it, that this is some sort of basketball organization, right? And then we've got this custom fence company that they've got their C is in a chain link fence graphic. So the issue with this is if the organization's offering changes, these will become outdated. So what if this custom fence company started making like chain link fences are out of style or whatever, and now they start doing more wood fencing, then this logo that they've invested in, they have all over everything, becomes obsolete because now they do wood fencing. So it kind of makes it a little bit less timeless, if you will. If it's completely descriptive, a little bit more chance for, having to change it up later if anything about the company changes. Okay, symbolic, you can't see what the organization does. But a lot of these symbolic symbols, they become exactly what they are, symbolic of, especially if we go back to the color chart about logo colors and branding colors, they become symbols of that company's quality, excellence, reliability. So here we've got Mitsubishi, Chevrolet, Target. And while Target is a little bit more, this kind of is a graphic of a Target, it really is symbolic. It's just a circle, some circles within circles. We've got typographic, and we saw a lot of this kind of clever typography or typographic stylization in our typography module, right? So only words, letters, and numbers of the name of the product, service, organization. So while this has a big K, it's just Kmart. And then we've got our HBO, our CNN, and everything else that the logo consists of just the type. And we see a lot of people's initials for self-branding with this type of logo. And then we've got combined logos. So this is actually the most common, right? We've got the name of the company and a symbol, and we've got some typographic treatment, and it's descriptive, right? So the bell is descriptive of what it is. So these are the most common. I would like you guys to kind of look around as you're driving around, as you're watching TV, and like look at kinds of logos that come across on commercials and just think about which ones they are. So here are some general rules of logo development. Make it simple, make it easy to recognize, use primitive shapes, circles, squares, triangles, rectangles, and don't use too much detail. What I always like to think about and ask you is, will it look good in a variety of sizes from a postage stamp to a billboard? So that's kind of the main thing when you guys are done with your logo. How small can it look and still be effective? And then will it look effective really, really large too? So I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. I hope to give you guys some feedback after you fill out this logo brainstorming document and get some sketches or some drafts out there. And good luck.